basically get into the heads of people who work at the higher level or the highest level in business, in terms of income, in terms of processes, in terms of staffing, in terms of locations. We know that companies like yours are multinational, multi-million-dollar companies. You work with the biggest companies in the country and around the world. So obviously you have systems that you use to make sure that you are always delivering at the highest level. Problem that many small businesses have is that we don't have those systems. We lack structure. And I'm not exempt. We lack structure. So what I wanted is basically, we've picked people from different areas of expertise across different conglomerates and multinationals across the country. And then we're talking with you about commercial strategy. And what I want you to help us with is basically, how do businesses like ours build our commercial structure so that we, generally gain the best from whatever it is you do. First, you have to explain to us what commercial strategy is. Explain to us why you are useful to the company. Then you tell us, the horror stories. I think the horror stories are very important. People learn a lot from them. And obviously the victory stories.
We have plenty of horror
stories.
Very
I'm sure you do. I'm sure you do. All right, so let's get started. Let's get started. What we want to know is a little bit about you. You tell us your name, a little bit about your background, and why do you think you are now the commercial manager for this oil and gas service provider? What do you think are those attributes that brought you here? So just feel free.
Thank you very much for this opportunity. My name is Rotimi Awopetu. Well, my background, I studied a petroleum-related course in the university. But while in the university, I discovered that I didn't want to sit down in front of a computer looking at seismic graphs or subsurface structures. I wanted to get out there, to be involved in marketing, to be involved in sales, and to be networking. So what I did years ago was that I started attending conferences, even as a student. I was attending oil and gas conferences in Lagos and outside of Lagos. I was meeting the head of exploration in all the big oil companies. I was developing relationship with them. And via those conferences, which I was even volunteering as a student, I was able to get a job after school. And the job was to work for an indigenous oil and gas company to help in the sales and marketing, which was my interest, of their products and services. So I was involved in shipping, selling shipping services. I was involved in selling safety equipment. I was involved in selling steel pipes, even bringing rigs into Nigeria. I was involved in setting up a steel plant, setting up an inventory system for a major IOC, and over time evolved into project management from business development and ended up in commercial strategy and management as I am today.
So commercial strategy and management, what's that really about? Can you tell us a little bit more about that?
Interesting question. For me, being in commercial department or heading the commercial department of my organization, my current organization, it involves having a commercial plan. That's the first. And the commercial plan is hinged on what is the revenue that we are committing to achieving for that particular year. So this is the revenue we are committing based on what we can see in the industry, and all our activities are tailored towards achieving that target. And part of the activities that fall into achieving that target is relationship management with our clients and even with the industry regulators. It involves also monitoring what competition is doing. It involves contract handling. How do you look at your contract properly to know which items have a major impact, financial impact or risk on your operations. It involves also doing tenders, representing the company at events. So pretty much the commercial strategy just involves that we look for opportunities, we get jobs for the company, and we hand it over to the operations to deliver.
Okay, so basically you're the engine room for the economic side of the company.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. You handle obviously big projects, and you bring in big contracts.
Yeah.
I'm sure all the time. Can you tell us, some specific examples of the kinds of jobs you've actually done? Just give us maybe like 2 or 3 of the jobs you've done.
Fantastic. I'll be happy to do that. Currently, my company, we work for Total.
Okay.
We work for Chevron.
Right.
We work for Nigeria LNG. We work for ExxonMobil. We work for Ajib.
Fantastic.
We work for ExxonMobil. Those are the major oil and gas companies in Nigeria. So for all the major IOCs in Nigeria, we currently have contracts with them.
Okay.
And also we have contracts with the EPC companies. Those are the engineering, procurements, and installation construction companies like the Saipem, the Petrofac, Niger Star 7.
Those are the lesser known names. They are very key to the industry.
Exactly. And with people that provide rigs. Because we provide vessels, and our vessels have to be in those offshore locations or harbor locations for those tankers to take crude oil out of Nigeria. So right now we have a fleet of about 25 vessels in Nigeria, and they're all working either for the major IOCs or for the EPC companies. So those contracts have been running. Those contracts have been running right from even prior to my joining the company. We've had those contracts running for years.
That was going to be my question. Is were you key in getting those contracts?
Absolutely. Some of those contracts were prior my joining the company, but even after joining the company, previously we had just about 2 vessels with Chevron. Now we have 5. We used to have like 4 vessels in ExxonMobil. Now we have 7. Of course, we've had some cases whereby we also lost some vessels, but we've been able to bring in some new clients as well, like the oil company that works from Lagos, which is Folawiyo Ajay. We just won a contract with them this week, and with Ajib as well. So before I joined the company, yes, there have been some contracts. After joining too, we brought in some new contracts, and we lost some contracts as well.
Naturally. Is it possible to give us just a ballpark of the size of these contracts in dollar or naira value?
Well, you could have a contract going to like $85 million US, not naira.
Wow.
And the least could be like $15 million. Our day rate is factored in dollars because there's a foreign component to our cost.
Even though you're an indigenous company?
Yes, it's an indigenous company. So we are paid partly in dollars and partly in naira. The naira to cover for our local expenses and the dollars to cover for the foreign component of our expenses.
I want to actually go into a little bit deeper into the indigenous aspect of your business. Because I read that on your website. It seems the company is very focused on the local content.
Absolutely.
How does that affect your ability to deliver? You have to focus on working only with Nigerians or mostly with Nigerians. How does that work?
Thank you very much. Well, the way it works is that number one, it is a regulatory function in the oil and gas industry that you must focus on local content. If you don't do that, then you are contravening the laws of the land. There's actually a law to support that, so that's one. However, there's a cost to even complying with that law. And even as a company, before the law came into place, we've been pushing in the area of local content. Many people from this company, they have left to become, the technical word is mooring master, but they have left to become captains in the IOCs, on the vessels of the oil companies. So in my own company, Africa Delta Marine Limited, we focus on training, we focus on local spend, that's incurring our expenses in country. We focus on even doing our maintenance in Nigeria. But there are challenges to that. The cost of doing business in Nigeria is higher than doing it outside of Nigeria. If you want to maintain a vessel in Nigeria, it costs more, and they are limited. There are just about 2 places you can maintain a vessel. It's cheaper to do a vessel dry dock in Cote d'Ivoire, in Cameroon, or in Spain. But doing it in Nigeria is more expensive. So
it's cheaper for you to take the vessels over there?
Absolutely.
You have the maintenance and bring them back as opposed to staying here?
Absolutely.
What would be the major factor?
For instance, now in Ghana, if you are bringing in any spares for maintaining a vessel, it is duty free.
Okay.
But meanwhile, in Nigeria, it's not duty free.
Okay, it's not
So
friendly enough for you.
exactly, the environment is not enabling enough
Right.
for you to do some of these things in Nigeria, and there are also delays to
Okay.
some deliveries in Nigeria due
Right.
to some
Yeah.
fundamental issues
Right.
with either the customs or immigration. So there are those issues. So it's usually cheaper to even do this maintenance outside of Nigeria. But having said that,
Yeah.
we are very focused
Right.
on making sure that majority of our spend they are domiciled in Nigeria.
Okay.
We have foreign crew, no doubt about that. We have even expatriate staff in the office, but we've seen an evolution. Previously, we used to have like 60% expatriates when we started,
Right.
but now we are like 10% expatriates and 90%
And
Nigerians.
that's not on purpose?
Exactly, it's deliberate.
Okay.
It's deliberate so that because that also puts you in a winning position to win some tenders.
Okay.
In the oil and gas industry right now, even when you submit a tender, they look at companies. Is this how strong is this company's Nigerian content compliance?
Right.
So even if your price is the lowest, but you are not Nigerian content compliant, the award will be given to a company that is Nigerian content compliant and is even higher than your price. So all companies need to scale to Nigerian content compliance and try to manage your costs within that bracket.
So from everything you said, obviously as a commercial manager, you have to focus. There's so many different moving parts that you focus on.
You are very right.
So how do you handle that on a day-to-day basis? Do you have assistants? Do you do it on your own?
Yes,
Okay.
absolutely. Well, there are several balls you need to juggle
Right.
being in the commercial role.
Right.
There's the ball of handling the regulatory agencies. And yes, I do have assistants. We are a team, really.
Okay.
There's the ball of making sure that you are registered with NAPIMS or NIPEX, that's the arm of NNPC,
Right.
and also registered with majority of these companies.
Right.
There's the ball that you need to even go out and know what your competition, what they are doing.
Yes.
Beyond what you read on the news on your paper or on the internet, you need to go out there, know what competition is doing, go out there, meet with your clients, know what are their pain points.
Okay.
So there are also several balls in terms of developing a business plan.
Okay.
As a company right now, we have a 5-year business plan,
Okay.
which we did together with a consultant.
Alright.
So we have that 5-year plan and we are following that plan aggressively. There's also the ball of how do you even manage JV partners.
Okay.
Of course, there are some people who want to come into Nigeria to do business. They are seeking for people to partner with.
Okay.
So some of these companies come to us, we want to bring a vessel to Nigeria.
Okay.
We know you are reputable, we know you have the system.
Okay.
So we try to juggle all these balls together, even for some tasks that are outside of commercial departments.
Okay.
Because we are the face of the company. When we go to a client, the client will say, oh, this issue happened offshore. So as a commercial person, you need to be in tune with the operations and your safety department as well.
Right.
So we make sure that we aggregate all the information from all the other departments, even crewing departments as well.
Right.
So we need to be on top of the game,
Okay.
know everything about the company,
Right.
know that, oh, they've paid us, they haven't paid us, this person did this or did that, so that when we are standing before the client, any question that comes up,
You
you are
have an
able to
answer
yeah.
for it. That leads beautifully to my next question, which is, I'm interested in this. I mentioned it to you. I'd like to know a little, if you tell me one or two of your horror stories, because every business has them, and we know many people try to pretend like they never have any challenges.
Yeah.
Have you had challenges in your job?
Well, yes, we have numerous challenges. Being in the shipping industry alone is challenging. But I will speak from the angle that having been a practitioner in the industry when the oil price was over $100 per barrel, and now
Nigeria was very, very nice. And
exactly,
sweet.
and now the current reality that oil price is below $50. I've seen clients that not because they hate you, but because they are desperate to survive, would do anything and everything to make you to drop your price.
Okay. So they beat the price as low as whether it hurts you or not relevant.
Exactly. So the challenge is how do you manage such a client? How do you justify this is the value I bring to you? Don't look at the cost.
Right.
And so we had a similar incident with, I won't want to mention the name of the client, but it's a major client.
Right.
I mean, that delivers a lot of returns to Nigeria, to the Nigerian government. So we sat in a meeting prior to the oil price falling, we've been asking them, oh, we want a rate increase. For several years, they haven't given us a rate increase. And the cost of doing business in Nigeria had been increasing astronomically. So when the oil price fell, they asked us, give us 40% discount. And we're like, look guys, for over 3 years, we've been asking you for a rate increase.
You've been working at a discount.
Exactly, and now you are coming for a 40% rate reduction. How are we going to do that? So we sat in a meeting, we were at their offices, and it was a very tense meeting, very emotional, that even a major participant threatened to walk out.
Really?
It was hard, everybody, but at that point, I knew that I'm representing my company, and I know we don't want to lose this contract. So how do we manage the issue? So I try to understand my own position and understand their own position as well. So when we got to that point that the debate was really heated, I told them, gentlemen, you represent your company, I represent my own company as well. We need to have some difficult discussions that our CEOs cannot have. But we need to do that in a very respectful way and in a fair way. Can we just turn this discussion to turn it away from the business? Let's look at human values and human relationships. Do we want to walk out of this meeting hating ourselves? Do we want to walk out of this meeting or leave our company, see ourselves in future and not being able to do it ourselves? So put the company aside. Let's focus on our relationship. We need to take this forward. So that's how the meeting ended. We didn't agree on any negotiation, but it helped to solidify my relationship with those guys. And some weeks after, we're able to close the deal. And based on, I knew my contract very well. I know the contract terms. I knew I couldn't accommodate a discount. So I tried to now focus on some other aspects of the contract that are non-financial. Some other aspects of the contract that will not have a financial impact on how we will deliver the service. And that was how we won that battle. So the point was that trying to move away the battle from the territory, because we were in the territory of the client, we were in their office, and they wanted to leave that meeting as winners. So I had to shift the battle away from their territory, but I had to leave them feeling happy as well. So I think that was a major victory.
Yeah, it's a problem that many small business owners have. I'm sure you know that very well. We struggle with the issue of discounts. We struggle with the issue of clients who threaten to walk away to another company if we don't give it to them. And I have to admit that many of us, I myself inclusive, have had to basically turn our backs on clients. What you're saying is that might not be necessary. You can find the middle ground.
Absolutely. Unless you know that the client is unethical or they are just impossible to work with. But if you know that the client, there's a future for the client, do all that you can to still be in business with that client, because in this industry, business is cyclical. When business is down, that's when your clients even need you most, and they will remember you. When industry picks up, you'll be top on their memory, you'll be on their mind share. But when things are down and you just walk away, they don't forget. They will. But when you stay in there with them, they are reasonable people. Just show them the numbers. I've offered to show a client that, look, these are my numbers. Just look at it. Where else do you want me to go? And and based on relationship and reason, these guys will know. And when the industry picks up, you'll be top on their mind share.
Fantastic. That's very helpful even to me. Let me go. I mean, you've told us a couple of horror stories, but then you were able to turn those horror stories into victory, and that's very important. Another question that I'd like to ask is, we've talked to you about the fact that we wanted to come into this with you based on helping small businesses, micro business owners and things like that. But you deal at the highest level of business in the country. I mean, from $100 million deals and things like that. How did you feel when we got that offer to you? What do you think about it?
Well, number one, I felt honored and excited, and I'm saying that because personally I've had a longing and a burning desire for the opportunity to be able to speak to Nigerian businesses, especially entrepreneurs, budding businesses or startups, because I've worked in a similar company before. I've seen practices that are not sustainable, and now I am on the international company side Well, I can humbly say that the company I work for, our shareholders, they have interest on all continents of the world.
Right.
We have a diversified fleet all over the world. So I see the business operation.
Right.
I see the practices, what they do that are sustainable, and I'm like, wow, we should be able to do this, replicate similar in Nigeria. I look at our competitors in this same space, and it's just some of the practices they do. I know that these companies will soon be off the radar.
Wow.
They will soon be off the radar.
Wow.
You know, so
you're talking about ethics, you're talking about systems.
I'm talking about systems. One, they don't have some of them don't have the systems and the structures in place to drive a sustainable business, and some of them ethically as well, they are just not there. So systems, how they treat people, how they plan for the future. Right now, I can tell you authoritatively that in my business space, the shipping business, a lot of companies are folded up. Companies that were like SMEs, entrepreneurs, one-man briefcase companies, because they didn't plan for a day like this. They didn't have a system in place, they were not ethical, and right now that the oil price has crashed, there's no room for them. So they are crashing off. Even I have an advice for them. I mean, some of these companies can look for collaboration. Entrepreneurs, mostly, they try to hold things to themselves. But you can look for collaboration. Even big companies globally. Schlumberger is merging with Baker Hughes. Those are big companies. General Electric. Exactly. Even the IOCs, Total, bought over Elf. Chevron bought over another companies, and they became big time corporations. So we should look for, as entrepreneurs.
And when they buy those companies, they get the staff. So then the staff base increases and the strength increases.
Absolutely, and you can weather the storm.
Like you said, just to quickly go back to that point of small business owners like to do it alone. I mean, they have the mindset of doing it alone. Well, how can you get them out of that? Is it possible to get them out of that?
Well, it's possible just to realize that the business is beyond you. Separating the business from the individual. A business in itself, a business entity, is an individual. Then whoever is the owner or the driver or the captain is also an individual. So see that I'm not just raising a company, I'm not just building a company for myself, but I'm building a company even for generations. I'm building a company that will outlast me. And with that kind of mindset, you would know that, okay, I should have room to collaborate, I should have some flexibility. You can even bring in, people want to come into Nigeria. There's a lot of money outside Nigeria. People are seeking for partnership, they are seeking for people they can trust. So
seeking for local content.
Exactly. And if you position yourself that I'm a reputable company, I'm out there to collaborate. There are international companies that are willing to come into Nigeria, ride on your own compliance, ride on your own local knowledge, ride on your own, that you know the terrain to push their own business as well. So
I just have one piece of advice, I think people might not want to come to the conference, which
so I should hold it to the conference.
Fantastic advice. Finally, let me ask you this. We're going to that now. We're going to basically move into that naturally now. Is what are some of the topics and some of the takeaways that people should expect listening to you at the conference? I think you're going to be speaking on commercial strategy and business growth for entrepreneurs and MSMEs in Nigeria. So what should people expect from you specifically?
Okay, fantastic. That's a great question. And what I will try to address during the conference is that we'll be looking at how do you define and analyze your market. And why am I saying that? People just assume that, there are 200 million people in Nigeria. There are 20 million people in Lagos State. And if I can sell my product or service to 1%, then I will make maybe 1 million at 1 naira. It doesn't work that way. You need to be able to define your market and be able to analyze your market. You need to be able to define what market structure plays in this industry. So I'll try to speak about that. I will also be talking about how do you track opportunities.
All right.
How do you look for data?
Mm.
We need data. There's a way you can go onto Nigerian Bureau of Statistics.
Okay.
There's a way you can go to Bank of Industry.
Okay.
There are regulatory agencies that can support you. So your business needs to be driven by data. I'll also try to be talking about number crunching. What I mean about that is the psychology of pricing.
Okay.
You know, there are several tenders and jobs that we have done, not because we were better off than other people,
Okay.
basically, but because we knew how to price rightly.
Mm.
There's a difference between $11 and $10,999.
Wow.
So knowing how to, it's better to have 10% of 100 than having 0% of 100.
Mm.
So knowing how to price that, just slight changes to your pricing can change the whole scenario and gravitate people towards you. So those are some of the things I was talking about.
Fantastic,
Yeah.
fantastic. And like like we've said, dealing at the levels you've dealt with, your expertise in the topics you've just talked about, I believe would far outweigh the expertise of perhaps somebody who has been dealing at a lower level with the same level of advice. And we look forward definitely to having you at the conference. We look forward to hearing you speak, and we look forward to learning so much from you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Mr. Rotimi.
Thank you.
I really personally appreciate this very much. I know you're very busy.
Yeah.
You're the first interview we're doing,
Yeah.
but you were the last person to actually give us a yes, for the conference. So we really appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Thank you too for the
Thank you, sir.
opportunity. It's been a pleasure
Thank you so
speaking
much.
with you.
Thank you.
Cheers.
So.